So this whole concept of talking in terms of ideas and impact isn't as easy as you might think when you go beyond the obvious, right? And really work at being bold and focus on people, not things. Our belief is that every moment is a teaching moment. So here's an example. This is from one of our first-year design classrooms. So our classrooms are messaged and messaged strongly. So this is just, I was just standing up at our podium the other day and looked over at this and said, oh, I like being in here because look at this, it's well messaged. And so it's engineers make a difference in the world. And it's got this in a very large poster here, which at the top says, CU Engineering, because dreams need doing, and it's got some other cool stuff down here. But it positions the experience of engineering in terms of this discovery, innovation, imagination, design, and contribution. Again, the messaging that came out of the CTC study. So think about every moment is a messaging moment. We even took that further to the grand challenges, and we've made up posters for the grand challenges. But look at it, we went beyond the blue, right? We went to pink and purple because we wanted to stress that every moment is a messaging and learning moment. So in fact, we even have these in all of our design studios. And on our website, we use the messaging as well, right? You come onto our website, and what does it say right from the get-go? Create what you dream. Again, built off the messaging. Engineers make a world of difference. Our creative problem solvers help shape the future, is essential to our health, happiness, and safety, turning ideas into reality, and because dreams need doing. We use it over and over and over and over and over. And if you study learning theory, you know using it over and over and over is what it takes for people ultimately to learn. This is some of the outcomes from some of our faculty workshops. This is the one where creativity unleashed, in fact, was unleashed. You see the unleashed real minor down here because it started out as creativity unfolding, again, a product from our faculty. We use a lot of consistency in our messages over and over and over. We do a lot with unity. And so we use the words, students engineer because dreams need doing. You know, you can see we like that tagline, right? That's our favorite tagline. But we use the words over and over too, imagine, create, and design. We had an interesting experience this year. We run women's manufacturing workshops. They were historically pretty traditionally messaged. It was hard to get women to sign up for them. Those that did ended up almost always becoming the leaders on their design teams. So we knew we had good outcomes, but how did we get the women interested? Well, this year we got into a big discussion about, can you have too many flowers? Because I'm not kidding you. We had this big faculty discussion about it. Well, is there such a thing as too many flowers? And so this was the flyer, and we decided it was over-flowered. We unflowered it a little bit. But what I want to tell you is when we went to this hot pink and started messaging in a different way, not only did all the workshops fill, we had to add more. It's the only thing we changed. We offered them at the same time. We did everything the same. It was astounding outcome, right? We just couldn't believe we were that stupid that it took us so long to figure it out, right? So again, it's that pervasiveness, right? Look at all those flowers, women's manufacturing. And I want to tell you, I in fact do own pink drills. Thank you very much. I'm very proud of them. Again, unity and consistency. Everything we do uses the messaging. So this is a preparatory year program that we're in our second year of offering, our Engineering Gold Shirt program. But our message here on the flyer we send to students is because your dreams need doing. So again, that consistency in messaging, because every moment is a messaging moment. So even in our letters that we send out to our accepted students now, right? Engineering is about making a difference in the world. It's developing creativity and imagination. Learn how to harness your engineering creativity, and see your students give back to their communities in other ways too. So we message everything we do. I was emailing at midnight last night with our dean on a letter he was going to send. I said, oh, you can't send that letter. That is not CTC'd, right? Do not send that letter out. So how would you like to be my dean and have me on your case all the time? It's not always pretty, I assure you. So I wanted to share with you a little bit of the data. Now, as Greg said earlier, you can never discern and pick apart your data and figure out what the results. So I do not want to tell you that the results that we're seeing in increased participation, and this is a small data set, are attributable just to CTC, but we know CTC is part of it. So we looked at our again, we were driven by broadening participation. That was our goal. So we looked at our 2004 through 2008 first year engineering enrollment. And we saw that with very little variability. We were at almost 20% women and 7.4% miserable participation of minority students. Post-CTC implementation, so looking at our fall 2010 data, 2009 was really good too. We're up 22% in our enrollment of women in our first year cohort, right, over our 5-year history, and up 68% in our minority enrollment. So pretty dramatic results there. So I wanted to share with you just a minute on the challenges. First of all, again, our motivator was broadening participation, so that's how we cast our materials. But change it like this is really, really hard. It doesn't come easy. We don't know what we don't know, and we are extremely used to being boring. I mean, if you look at us as a community across the engineering spectrum, we really market ourselves in the most drudged, boring way. And in fact, I can tell you, I'm the mother of an engineering daughter now, finally. It took her graduate school until she saw the light. But it's very interesting to me the mother of an engineering student, right, who is saying, where did all the girls go? Kills me, my daughter uses the word girls, but she does. Where did all the girls go? This isn't fun for me, Mom, because there's no women here. I don't have my own people, and I don't like this. And I think without tremendous support, she wouldn't stay in engineering, right? Because a 3.6 GPA is not excellent to her, right? It's not good enough. It's not what she's accustomed to. It's very interesting for me to see it as a parent from the other side and see the huge support it takes to keep a daughter interested in engineering when all the forces try pushing women out. And it's very alive. So I already shared with you the concept of does branding cheapen the product? That is something we very, very much have to deal with. And I think we're also hampered by too many of us think we know what youth want. The chair of one of our departments said to me, I know what that CTC story report said, but really I know. And he's like totally gray-haired out and has never had children and doesn't have a clue what youth want, but he believes he knows, right? So in fact, it was for his department we created that pretty wild brochure about rock and roll, and it worked. But I will say this piece of advice. I believe each institution needs a CTC driver. So a couple of ideas I think first of all, as a community, we need to start thinking outside the blue, all right? We message everything in blue, and blue just doesn't cut it with women. We don't like it. We don't like it. Just stop. So think outside the blue. I think we need to think about ways to inspire leadership. Things like conducting a hands-on workshop at the Engineering Dean's Council, and I know Don did a presentation there, but that's not the same as getting them involved in a hands-on workshop where they internalize the messages and start to see how their own creativity can come to the fore. That would be a very low-cost thing for us to do, but what if we got all the engineering deans in the nation involved in that? And then I think we need to build knowledge among implementers. And there's a few implementers here today, but we need to build a knowledge base among the implementers so they too personalize the message. It's taken 2 years for me to train my implementers. We could do that in a lot shorter way. If we hosted a messaging workshop back at here, whoa. Well, you're not going to see what the bottom of my slide says, see? And we're going to, I think we also need to incent competition with some kind of a worthy prize for engineering colleges to showcase their own creative messaging work. That's something the academy could take on, that's something industry could take on, that's something the societies could take on. Really incent competition. So if we worked at inspiring leadership with real knowledge, building the knowledge base among the implementers, and then incenting competition annually, we might start to move that mountain. Of course we need a toolkit to do that. EYL has been that for us. But we also had creative designers on board. There has to be a lower cost, lower bar, easier way to get there. So I hope that's helpful to you. Again, I've got all these things up here in a packet at the very end of this session. I'd welcome any of you grabbing a packet of all that stuff, and you can see some examples that we've used within our college. I think we're just starting to unfold this challenge. I don't think we have all the answers. I really think we're just scratching the surface, but we're starting to see that unity and consistency and not giving up are helping us get results that we like. So, thank you.